I gotta click got it on Zoom, man. You know, Zoom got all these little extra. Dude, it took forever for Zoom to open, but this is Red Pill Tamales. We can't be stopped. We can't be banned. We can't be censored. Bro, just this morning. So I just did a song with an artist from Oklahoma City named Rose. The song came out great. I wanted to work with him. We shot a video. I mean, it's already getting a lot of good feedback. And then, of course, like these different pages start to kind of repost it. And I see a comment where it's like, you know, Chingo vendido. And it's like, okay, like, why you got to take away from Rose's moment? Like, Rose was cool enough and solid enough to understand Chingo Bling comes with a disclaimer. He's not a safe comedian. He's not a safe persona. He's not a safe type of rapper or whatever. Like, I don't know what bar hurt this kid's feelings, but he didn't even criticize my lyrics. He didn't criticize my look. He just went for like Chingo vendido. So of course I had to tell the dude like, hey man, I took the moral high ground. You know, that's a form of persuasion. I took the moral high ground. Hey, my brother, let's not take away from Rose's moment. Like, he was solid enough to say, I know I'm going to get some hate comments. I'm still going to rock with you. Like, we're still going to run the song. There's not going to be a version without Chingo. You know, we got to drop a version without you. You know, some people panic, bro. But hey, it is what it is, bro. It's unfortunate that, like, politics, like, people try to politicize everything. Like, the song isn't even political. But La Raza don't care. La Raza, they're like bots right now. And they're just like, blue no matter who.
Yeah, you know, and I wonder if a big part of it is blue no matter who, but I wonder what other part of it is just that the perception of blue no matter who, like they don't want others to know that even if they didn't legitimately vote for a Democrat or somebody who was a blue no matter who kind of person, they don't want their friends or a community to know that they kind of go against it. So they'd rather keep that perception of like, I'm with you, man, I'm with you. I'm also going to rag on Chingo and other people like him, when in reality, like they don't want to. So they're self-censoring in a way like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and of course they're not debating a specific thing. Like, hey man, you tweeted this thing, and I think you're missing the point on, or hey Chingo, you're posting fake shit because we fact checked XYZ. Of course, it's not even about that. Even the blue no matter who people, like, you'd be like, okay, you blue no matter who, you team blue, bet. What's up? You like RFK? Do you like this person? Do you like? I don't know yet. The media hasn't assigned me an opinion yet. You know, like, I'm waiting to see who Latino Hollywood is gonna like rally behind and get behind. Like, who is it okay? Like, who are you allowed to pull out your pom-poms for and not get dropped by your agency? Like, I think Edward James Olmos and Eva Longoria or whoever, I'm not a mind reader, but all the people that haven't said nothing about the 85,000 missing kids, they're not gonna say nothing about Sound of Freedom. You know,
That's
I
a
guess
that's
I guess it
Go ahead.
I mean, not everybody has to be a promoter of this film. Like, I get it. Some of y'all got y'all's own movies out, and there's a whole business thing behind it or whatever. But please don't come out with a hit piece. Like, don't. I'm just waiting for John Leguizamo. You this close? John Leguizamo is this close. He this close to being like, Sound of Freedom is a QAnon film.
He would be right there in the same boat as, what was it, Rolling Stone that wrote that big piece?
Yeah, these little soy boys from Brooklyn want to pull out their little typewriter. I almost say calculator and shit. Pull out their little calculator.
Little T82 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the TI-83. They
Yeah.
pulling out the TI-84 and the 82,
Dude.
and they sending that bullshit through the air.
They're trying to type messages and show it upside down to the camera, like when we were in school. So when I read that, I mean, I read some of the article or some of the paragraphs of it, and then I saw the guy that was on, I think, CNN or MSNBC, where he's kind of giving this whole little spiel about, this movie has like a QAnon kind of, and yeah, he's just goofy, just totally just saying whatever somebody told him to say. He probably doesn't even believe it, and if he does, he's super out of it.
Somebody need to check his hard drive, bro.
That was what I was going to lead to. My point was going to be is when I saw him and then I saw a picture, I went to his Twitter. I was like, wait a minute, like this guy gives off those vibes. Like you could just feel those vibes. And then I went to some of the comments in a picture of of a tweet that he had tweeted. He was like, anybody else think that the Fed should be checking this guy's computer? And I was like, that's exactly what I'm saying. That happens all the time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Of course, we're not trying to create witch hunts on people, but I'm gonna have to really go read that stuff just to kind of see, like, all right, what exactly about this movie bothers y'all? What part do you disagree with, that if there was a new edit and that part was taken out, would it then pass your sniff test? Or is it opinions that the lead actor has in other venue, like he got hired by somebody? Or but what they kept saying is he's using all the lingo and terminology of the QAnons, and it's like, okay, what lingo? Like, y'all looking real dumb because y'all taking the stance of, this is how it comes across. All right, all the Rolling Stone people and all them, it comes across as this: we're afraid, we don't want y'all to watch this. Y'all snooping around like Scooby-Doo, and don't trust your lying eyes, and human trafficking is a conspiracy theory. It's like, is that the stance you're taking? You're taking the stance of human trafficking is a conspiracy theory. Like, this got to be a clip. I don't think we've ever had a clip go like get some views and go viral. But somebody please explain to me, why is the mainstream media taking this stance, putting out these articles, making it seem like there's no such thing as human trafficking, or it's made up, or this movie's bad? Like, they're not only ignoring the film, no, they're doing more than they writing hit pieces about this movie that sheds light on the multi-billion-dollar international human trafficking industry. Not to mention, who was it? The DOJ just this morning, the news hit where they're like, "Oh yeah, it's not a topic of interest, child human trafficking."
Yeah, I think they even removed it as like a point of concern, right? From I saw an article with that headline.
It's like, what are y'all concerned with? Grandmas at the Catholic Church and moms at the student board thing, like the school board. Like, what are y'all doing over there?
Yeah, I was Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan's Instagram that I saw from leading report. Biden's DOJ removes international sex trafficking of minors as an area of concern. This was published yesterday. The Department of Justice, led by Democrat President Joe Biden, has taken child sex trafficking off the list of offenses that it regards as areas of concern.
Yeah, it sounded to me like y'all telling on yourselves, man. That's what
And
it sounded like to me.
and if you guys have never followed Sean Ryan, he's a great follow. His podcast is great. The United States is the largest consumer of child sex trafficking / sex exploitation. I thought you should know that before you read the article.
And I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face. And 85,000 kids came up missing. I forget how many total, like 300,000 handed over to sponsors, whatever that means. And ain't nobody saying nothing. All the people that were crying, talking about, oh, kids in cages, oh, Trump, he ripping the babies out the mom's arms, and Trump this and Trump that, DL Hughley, everybody, Trump, but Trump this, Trump that. These people done straight up misplaced 85,000 kids. Ain't nobody saying shit.
It's dude, we've said a lot of this stuff till we've been blue in the face, but do you think that it's worth continuing to, because let me just say that I think it is, but do you think it's worth continuing to try to reframe these topics and these conversations and these really, I guess, serendipitous circumstances? Like, this movie comes out, these articles come out, and then at the same time, you have the Department of Justice and the current administration doing things like this. Like, let's just make sure people are aware that this isn't an area of concern, while there's a lot of people telling you, look at these stats, look at this evidence, look at this whatever, to see that it is. Like, okay, I think people should know that this is a little bit of probably propaganda. They're trying to manipulate the way you see things. They're trying to change the narrative so that you don't ask more questions.
So you were saying we should probably reframe it.
Well, I guess my question was, do you think it's important to continue trying to reframe it? Because I honestly believe that every day that, or every time a podcast like this, whether it's you and I or one similar to it, whether it's whoever, pick a person who's doing the same thing, somebody does get it. Like, somebody does go ask more questions, do more research, find out more evidence, and then slowly change their own minds. Because we're not changing anybody's minds, right? All we're trying to do is arm them with enough information to go seek more information and then change their own minds, right?
I'm gonna say this, and if I say free to kids, it probably take away from my spans, which probably take away from my ends. Oh, hold up, Kanye.
All roads lead back to Kanye.
Yeah, man. Hey, I don't know, man. It's wild. I think like we have a lost generation of just normie, fools gone wild type public school little Latino Edgars. These little Edgars are multiplying, and they're all being led in the wrong direction. They just, I mean, a lot of them. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them might be kind of America first, but from what I can see, Food's Gone Wild ain't gonna post nothing about Sound of Freedom. They're probably just like, bro, we rather post crackheads and people breaking the law and somebody with mental health issues trying to rap. But hey, I got a new project coming, man. New song with Dat Boy T. I believe it dropped 713 on 7/13, 13 July, year of our Lord, 2023. We got something for you boys, because you boys about this close.
Dude, that's awesome. Hey, speaking of just content and speaking of music, I sent you a tech or I sent you a link to this documentary that BMAC, Brandon McCaffrey, 10th
Oh
Planet
yeah,
put together. Have you seen it?
it was great. I watched it right after you sent it. Yeah, it was great.
Nice. Yeah, I started watching. I'm through most of it, and then I had to get back to it. But anyway, he texted me that. I sent it to you immediately. Like when he sent it to me, he's like, "Yo, bro, me and Keelan, one of his boys, and that does a lot of video and trains with him at his gym, made this documentary. Just check it out, and if you like it, share it or whatever." So I was like, "Oh, dude, I already shared it with my boy Chingo." He goes, "I've been talking to Chingo on Instagram." I was like, "Oh, badass." Any chance I get, I've been bringing you up for years now that we've been doing the podcast. He goes, "You know what's funny? When I was a blue belt, somebody gave me the Can't Afford a Saw, and I jammed the shit out of that album." He's like, "I think I listened to the Can't Afford a Saw, particularly that song, like 1,000 times on repeat." I was like, "Dude, I honestly could not believe that. It was so funny." I was like, "Dude, we're podcasting tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna tell him that story." He goes, "Clip it or send it to me so that I can see what his reaction is to that."
Oh yeah. Please ask him. Don't forget. But yeah, what if he said, "Yeah, man, I made this movie with my boy Hibbler"? You'd have been like, "I ain't watching it, dog.
That's not true.
I can't watch it, man."
Can you imagine how much? I can't imagine the conversations he has with Eddie about that kind of stuff. Because Brandon's very like diplomatic about it. Like he's just gonna listen to Eddie. He's like, "Yeah, cool, all right." Which same thing I do with you. I feel like I'm talking to Eddie Bravo sometimes.
Damn, son. I don't know how to take that.
It's a
Eddie
compliment.
Eddie Bravo that can't fight. So you equally out there. You just can't fight. Speaking of movies, man, check out Nefarious. It was interesting.
Oh, the good versus evil one
The
with
demon, yeah, the demon thing. Yeah, the guy's possessed. It was interesting, bro. Me and Marisol were like, she's like, "Okay, I think I'm ready to watch it," because she don't like watching stuff about possessions and exorcisms and demons and stuff. So, but it was very interesting. Like, I think it's entertaining. Maybe give it a shot if you're bored. We actually had to pay. We had to rent it off YouTube, but it was interesting to see like these two characters, like this relationship. Like, okay, this guy is like I guess a psychology dude that they're bringing in because homeboy's on death row. He's gonna die that night if this doctor basically tells the state and the warden he's not insane. Y'all could go ahead and kill him, because I guess if he's like, "Nah, man, this guy's like super out of his mind, insane, like he's super cuckoo," then technically I guess they can't kill him. They can't
what?
execute him.
How would you? Are there any like big stars in the movie, or is it like no name kind of?
I don't know anything about any of those people. I don't know what they've been in. I mean, one of them kind of looks familiar, but I really don't know. And then I also don't know like who produced it. I was like, is this gonna be some preachy religious movie that's all in your like preaching to the choir, and the only people that really gonna enjoy it are religious people? So I was kind of like wanting to see it be good, but at the same time, just like, okay, please don't have cheesy acting. Like, please don't do something stupid in the first 10 minutes where people are like, I knew it. I'm not gonna get the message at the end because you came across a little too what is it, head on the nail, you on too on the nose. If you're too on the nose and it's like, oh, here's the part where they tell us we're all sinners and we're all going to hell.
That is the message, though, that a lot of people do put out, and it does turn people off to it. But I mean, that's what they believe. Those people aren't self-censoring at all. They're like, "I'm going to tell you what I think about you, and whether you like it or not, that's what it is." But I'm glad that you said they didn't do that. So, what would you rate that movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh man. I don't really have a rating system set up currently. Like,
How many
based on this.
tamales would you give it?
Yeah. No, yeah, I know. Hold on, let me think real quick.
Meanwhile, for
You
those
said,
listening, yeah, what would you rate it 1 to 10? Right, just based off of what you saw in the acting and the whole storyline, and then the beginning to the payoff.
yeah.
But I was going to say patreon.com/redpill tamales. You guys can do a 7-day free trial of the podcast and the premium episodes, the Discord, and all the content that goes up on there.
Yes, absolutely. We have so many like cool things going on that it's hard to bombard y'all with everything at once. You know what I mean? Like people only have so much bandwidth. I mean, think about it, bro. Today we dropped Red Pill Tamales. We dropped the Cafecito Time. We went live, but I also put it on Spotify, podcasts, all that. And then that video might go on Facebook. So anyway, Her Lounge came out. RPT's coming out. RPT, yeah, Cafecito Time. So it's like, bro, we only got but so many hours in a day. Like, which one do I pick? And now you telling me you got these hat pins on your website, and I got to memorize this whole other website, chingothemerch.com. You know what I'm saying? I might sell some Fedia hats with the pin already on it. Yeah. So like I said, so many ideas and also tour dates. I'm a couple places this weekend. Go to the website, join the newsletter so you can find out where. All right. So my rating of Nefarious, I highly recommend. You know, there was a scene where the set design, you know, it was like some brick in the background, and me and Marisol were like, oh man, I hope people don't fixate on this fake brick back here. Like it looked a little fake. You know what I mean? Like
styrofoam.
Damn. Like I don't know what they did, bro. Like it was like copy paste. I don't know. It was like NASA did it. But but me and Marisol were like, ah, damn, people are gonna fixate on that wall and they're gonna miss the message. But I highly recommend it. I think it did have a nice like in terms of the story, it had this nice like you ever seen Silence of the Lambs?
I haven't.
Okay, well, that's an old school. It probably came out when you were born. But Silence of the Lambs is cool. It had a lot of classic scenes. You had, I believe, Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins,
Right.
The guy that played the little Buffalo Bill, it puts the lotion on its
the
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bro, you gotta check that movie out. But anyway, the role that Anthony Hopkins played and the back and forth, the tension that was created between Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster, that kind of sets the bar. And when you have in this film, like even Al Pacino, Devil's Advocate, you seen that one?
No.
Okay, good. You weren't allowed to see all this demonic occult stuff in your house, man. That's good. They raised you right. They didn't want no demons or spirits in the house. No Ouija board, none of that shit. No Harry Potter wands, no brujeria, no witchcraft. So in the Al Pacino movie, he's dealing with, apparently it's his son, spoiler alert. It's Keanu Reeves, right? Who plays this lawyer who's a criminal defense lawyer. I don't know how much of this you know, but Keanu Reeves plays a criminal defense lawyer that has to defend a sicko pedophile, right? So he's obviously has this lawyer, Keanu Reeves, has very a questionable morality, right? He's somehow justified in his head, like, hey man, this is my job. Somehow, some way, he crossed paths with like this demon, I believe Satan, who basically impregnated his mama, right? Al Pacino plays the devil. So now you have this buildup of Al Pacino kind of berating his son, and there's this whole moral, like, are you gonna like bite the apple? Are you gonna resist temptation and go the right path? Are you gonna go against your father? Like, so you had that movie as well, where there's this ping pong volley and back and forth of the person trying to manipulate, persuade, and get in their head, right? Because you got like these demonic serial killer type people. Well, in this movie, it's the serial killer demon guy who's possessed, who's on death row, who's explaining to the psychology guy like some shit where it's just like, hold on, bro. I don't really believe what you're saying. I'm just here to do my job, and I'm not gonna let you get in my head. And it just builds up to like, well, you got to invite me in type of thing. But hey, you don't believe anyway. You don't believe in none of this stuff. And he's just like, all right, I don't want to give it away, but woo, don't invite. Be like Rob. Don't invite them spirits in your house, man.
What was the name of that movie?
The new one, Nefarious.
No, the one the one with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate. I don't think I've even heard of that.
Al Pacino. Pull up do a Google search. You can check out the cover, the art. It might ring a bell.
Oh, okay. Yep. I see.
Yeah, Devil's Advocate.
1997.
Yeah.
4.6. Okay, it's very popular.
Yeah, it's I mean, when when you got Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves and like there's a lot of tension there with like, the way they wrote it, it's like, wait, this guy's a criminal defense lawyer and he's defending some of the sickest people, and come to find out he's having to like engage with it. Apparently this Satan guy is his dad. So you could just hear the elevator pitch on that one. All right, man, Keanu Reeves, Al Pacino plays the devil, right? Check this out. I need about 50 million and we can put it in theaters.
Yo, got it pulled up right here. All right, all right. Put it on the to-do list. Shingo gives me a lot of stuff on my to-do list.
Hey, Rob's so busy, man. He like, man, I ain't got time to watch all this crazy shit you recommending all the damn
Dude,
time.
trust me, one day I'm gonna spend a weekend just vegging out and not paying attention to responsibilities, and that's when I'll knock all this shit out. But going back to the movie you were talking about, which is Sound of Freedom, do you know how much, or do you know that it beat out Indiana Jones 4th of July weekend?
I heard, yeah.
So it actually made its entire budget back just over that 4th of July weekend, which was in the ballpark of 14 million. Indiana Jones, which is the 5th Indiana Jones movie, made 11.6 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's apples and oranges, really. I mean, I guess that's part of the story that, it's up against Disney. I guess Indiana Jones went woke, and it's just about like this bumbling male figure who's no longer the shit. And they got like this chick who's like running circles around him. And it's like the whole feminism thing. And, we got to make the female the powerful one, and the lead, she's got to be the lead. So I guess there's a story there as well, comparing the numbers. There's just so many variables. Like, for example, Sound of Freedom did a good job of their pre-sale strategy. You know what I mean? Like getting people to buy
online and
ahead.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, buy ahead, buy 2 tickets, like give one away, buy one, get one, like forward it, pay it forward type of thing.
Yeah.
If you can't afford to watch it, there's a batch of free ones. And then of course there's all the controversy around like not only the subject matter, but like, oh, they cutting off the AC and they trying to sabotage, and then the sound goes out and they're refunding tickets, and like there's all that controversy. But overall, man, hopefully it could be one of those like watershed moments where it could just bring to light, like, how, like, for example, like my 14-year-old went to see it with us. So it's one thing to be like preachy, like, and you gotta be careful when you're online, and these people, as soon as you got a social media page, boom, now you got an inbox. Now all these weirdos are gonna try to access, trying to like persuade and trick and pretend there's somebody else. And like there's all these warnings, right? But they got the cigarette, like the digital heroin.
Mm-hmm.
They got it already. Once you give them permission, they set up an account, boom. So I think it changes the game once they once they're aware and they see something impactful like this. Obviously you got to be like mature, and they did a good job of like I heard when they filmed the movie, all the kids and all the scenes didn't really know what the movie was about. They had to like just give them the bare minimum, like these are your lines, and this part you're sad or whatever, this part you're scared, not really showing how it's going to be cut. So they have to be very creative as to like how they portray. All right, we know that this is a bad person that just stole a kid. What all are they going to show? How creepy is this going to get? But I just feel like it makes it more real for the kids, where they're just like, oh, this is a real thing. I just hope more people take it serious. I'm just holding my breath for like somebody in Latino Hollywood. I'm just waiting for Food's Gone Wild, because they the ones that get all the eyeballs. They're the ones that have all the engagement, and they got a lot of clout, so they have the ability. Like, get the cuesta way to be like, hey, check it out, fool. Normally we're here clowning, like with your little thing, with the little ski mat, the hockey Jason mask with them. Hey, normally, we're talking crazy, homie, but hey, Fool's Gone Wild loves the chavalos, homie. We love the kids. And, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about the new movie that just came out? Sound of Freedom. Where are my patriotic fools at? Is it Q fools? What kind of fools? At least bring it up somehow. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm starting to lose faith in people's ability to be what's the word? Objective about just about anything. Like if they believe that you believe one thing differently than them, they're not gonna promote you. They're not gonna promote a thing. They're not gonna want you to. They're not even gonna want to converse with you. As we found that out. Like if enough people, or even if it's just a person that disagrees with one thing, it could be a little thing, a major thing, they're gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna write Chingo Bling off completely based off one fucking thing. Why?
The funny thing is, I still ain't apologized.
You
Like,
can apologize for.
exactly. Like, they want me to not be able to take the heat.
Meanwhile, little do they know you were born in the kitchen. You were born in the kitchen. It's a Batman reference for if you don't know.
Yeah, I got it. I heard the little voice and shit, even though I haven't really sat and watched that whole film.
Me neither.
Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I just thank God for, like, there was a few times in the beginning where it's like, do I need to apologize to these people for the misunderstand? Like, who do I consult with? Who do I ask? Like, they're offended. I didn't mean to offend anyone. People's feelings are hurt. I don't want their feelings to be hurt. They feel betrayed. I don't want them to feel betrayed. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't know who's a bot, who ain't, who's a paid activist, who is like a little Antifa, who's like a Chicano studies, gender fluid person. I was given instructions. This was in the height of Antifa, Summer of Love, George Floyd, Vanessa Guillen, this, that. It was just, lockdowns, pandemic, wear your mask, take your medicine, why you ain't boosted up? And it looks like a lot of people still haven't gotten over it.
Yeah, no. And I don't think they're going to either, because a lot of them have found enough of an identity in it that if they let it go, then who are they again, right? They're just some fucking loser again, just on a Twitter page or now a Threads. Speaking of, I meant to ask you, have you hopped on Threads yet?
Hell no. Why would I? No offense to everybody that did. No offense.
I take offense to that.
You got on it?
Yeah, I just want to see what is it. Gotta see what it's about. You gotta
I
see
knew
what
it. I think Marisol was looking into it. I'm like, girl, you ain't heard? Like, no, man, they suing each other over that shit. I heard you can't even delete it.
Yeah,
A whole bunch of goofy shit.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little naive to everything, but you gotta dip your toe in just to see, like, are things good? It's like a Clubhouse. When Twitter launched Clubhouse, you're like, okay, is this really gonna be a thing? I didn't for a second think it was gonna be a thing, and then I remember Tim Dillon going on these rants about how it was gonna be the future. Then, like, cut to like a month later, he's like, I couldn't have been more wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong about Clubhouse.
So it was Twitter that put out that app.
Yeah, Clubhouse was like, you can go into those. I think now it turned into Twitter Spaces, right? Where you go and have audio conversations on Twitter.
It's the same thing. I didn't even know Twitter. I had no idea Twitter put out Clubhouse. I thought Clubhouse was its own thing.
It was, but if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, they either absorbed them, kind of like they did Vine or one of the other, Periscope or whatever it was. Regardless, you dip your toe in there and you're like, oh, this is cool. It's new. It's novel, right? It's kind of breaking up the monotony of just your regular Instagram, Facebook, and which would be Twitter, I guess. But I don't think, I mean, I've been playing with it and stuff. And because people make you, or not people, but Instagram makes you sign up with your Instagram to link it together. And then it just essentially or initially says you want to follow everybody that you follow already on IG. You can just hit one button and boom, you follow everybody. So I signed up and I chose not to. It's like yes or no. I was like, no, I don't want to follow everybody I follow on IG. Like I don't want the thoughts of every single person who I follow on IG to now be specifically on a Threads feed, or basically a Twitter feed. Like I don't want to know what my college, friend or high school fucking neighbor down the street is saying. I don't care. But a lot of people, no offense to you, if you followed me on there, chose follow identically. So you're starting to get a lot of people. And then the like explore feed, I guess it would be, is recommending a bunch of stuff that's just kind of, it's just it's just ads. It's ads. It's stuff that you're not really into. It's just another water cooler of things that Meta essentially and its advertisers can feed you. But it's not, maybe because it's new too, it's not doing a really good job of giving you things you would like based off maybe, let's say, things you like on Instagram. Like your feed's supposed to know you pretty well, supposedly on Instagram, right? And on Facebook. But on Threads, it's just like it's giving you, just name a big corporation or a big company. Like that's what it's feeding you, like the mainstream narratives.
So if Elon Musk already has Twitter,
yeah,
why we want to get on the Mark Zuckerberg version? That's like,
why? Because when they fight in the Coliseum, you're going to see Team Threads and Team Twitter in the stands.
Oh man,
what a world!
Fuck both of them dudes, man. Really.
Well, it's a little extreme, but I'll agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you think they ruined the world or they made it a better place?
Man, we had to like boil it down and like sift everything and like everything they've ever done, everything they've ever worked on and contributed, boil it down to was that at least a net positive or
Right.
net negative?
Yeah.
I mean, damn, bro. I mean, let's shit. I guess we could just start with Zuck. He tampered with elections. That has huge repercussions. Shit. Okay. I guess we could be like -1 for that. You know, let's see. I know they censored a whole bunch of people at the will of the White House. They didn't want you talking about certain stuff, certain treatments. You couldn't question certain things. So damn, I guess that's another -1. So he's at -2. Let's see. You could kind of check up on what your grandma had for lunch. That's a good thing, +1. So now he's just at -1. You could connect with loved ones and see what they're doing and how their pictures from vacation are going. I guess that's a +1. So he's back at 0, you know. Let's see. Elon Musk, he's subsidized by the CCP. He over there kowtowing in Beijing, trying to get that funding. He ain't even American, number one. There's still a little bit of censorship on Twitter. He had -2 right there with that. Shit, he got them bullshit ass electric cars now.
Yeah, so he's at -3, but then the attempt, or at least the illusion of attempt to bring free speech to the platform, does that give him his 3 back? Does that give him, is that enough for a +3?
Well, he get a +1. They gave Trompitas his account back.
It's true.
He did fire a lot of them goofies over there. I mean, I like that Twitter is at least like a little oasis of somewhat free speech in the middle of all this like corporate bought off intelligence agency ran conglomerate oligarch like Rupert Murdoch and them, Fox firing Tucker, like this ocean of just fake news. And then you got like, oh, okay, you could actually tweet some shit, but it's like, am I shadow banned? You know, all the ignorant ass Mexicans on there, like, shut up, coconut. It's like, damn, bro, you ain't even like, I'm over here telling y'all about the gold and the dollar and the economy and war and how we're back at endless forever wars. And I'm trying to tell y'all, these people y'all keep voting for don't even know what a woman is. They don't know how many genders there are. That's why I'm gonna drop a rap like this. I'm the man. XY chromosome. Pull up in with hold up. What? Boom.
Dude.
And I'm zooming like NASCAR. Bitch, I drop a gas car.
You've been thinking about that one. That one's been waiting to be dropped.
Boom. Zoom by in my gas car. Bitch, fuck your 15-minute city. Ho, I'm a sovereign individual. Rights came from God.
You know, people are gonna be like, when's the collab with Bryson Gray? We got to make it happen.
Shit, I'm down. Yo, Slim Thug just dropped a song.
Yeah. Really? All right, let me pull it up. Not right. Listen, can't listen to it right now, but I'll pull it up for later.
I hope it's on. I'm getting the goosebumps. Like I literally, the hair standing up, bro. Hair standing up, and I'm not even listening to the song. I'm thinking about the song I heard earlier.
Is it called no? Is it called Nobody But You?
I don't know the name of it, but it's Fred Hammond. It's you could type. It's on Mr. Lee's Instagram. Mr. Lee, it might be like Mr. Lee 713 or something, but Mr. Lee produced it, and it has Fred Hammond on the song. Dude, I'll send you a Fred Hammond song, or like I'll find one and send it to you, because he's like dope gospel. Like I don't know what they call. I don't know what genre is it. Praise, worship music, gospel, Christian.
When we praise, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, man, bro. Just at least play the hook. Like just press play.
Well, I'm on his Instagram.
Oh, okay, won't let you. All right, well, just jam it.
Okay.
That was for sure. I think I DM'd it to you.
Oh, really? I didn't see it.
I thought I did. First of all, I love Fred Hammond.
Okay.
And I love Slim Thug and I love Mr. Lee. But to hear a Mr. Lee beat, Fred Hammond on the hook, and then Slim actually rapping like God first type of stuff, and it's just like, this is the collab I had no idea I was gonna get in 2023. Like,
Okay.
Man, son.
When you get that excited about something, I'm like, okay, this has to be listened to and taken in. All right, gotcha. It's Mr. Lee 713 on Instagram for those of you that are curious. Okay, before we wrap up the public episode, I'm going to go to the Discord real quick and just go to one of the questions in our RPT questions channel. You can access that if you join the Patreon with even a free 7-day trial. You can jump in there and see what it's all about. And if you don't stay with us, we will just kick you out. It'll kick you out automatically. Stevie Capone says, I love how Ben and Jerry's tried preaching to Americans on Independence Day about returning their, quote, stolen land to indigenous people that we exist on, and not even a week later, a native tribe leader says that their headquarters is on stolen land. I wonder, not really, if they'll give back the stolen land since they feel so strongly about it. Thoughts on that, Chingo?
Fuck Ben and Jerry's. That's what I got to say, man. Oh, stupid ass, woke ass, critical race ice cream. Like, this is supposed to be ice cream. Like, I get it, bro. Like, they were hippies back when being hippies was cool. Like, I actually read their business book of how they started. Like, they were slanging ice cream out the trunk. Super grassroots, like a little, just like independent AF, literally out the trunk. And they had to rig their station wagon with these special coolers just to be able to pull up with the pints. Anyway, I just don't like how they've gone all in, believing and perpetuating. First of all, they're owned by like Unilever. Like, they're owned by this huge capitalist corporation. Nothing wrong with capitalism, but maybe the type that they participate in. So it's like you already sold out. You already, like, I think they're still on the board, but they like they already sold that little hippie company that they had started under they use it as a marketing tool, this little facade of we're going to package it. It's like, we're going to package it with all this, like, you know, like, for example, the Ben and Jerry's on Kirby. Sorry, my kids are yelling. The Ben and Jerry's on Kirby, right there by the Hive in Rice Village. They have this big mural on the wall, and it says, it basically says like equity. It has like a bunch of different kids of different backgrounds and like this rainbow, and there's ice cream and all this, you know what I mean? It's just like a crazy ideology, and maybe they don't mean no harm. Maybe they've been reading too much Ibram Ken, what's his name, Ibram X Kendi or whoever. Yeah, they've probably been reading 1619 Project. But that's the thing about these white liberals, bro. They get so lefty with it. They like take one sociology class. Next thing you know, they all out Marxists. And I mean, it happens, bro. It's unfortunate that they don't really like maybe take time to like question your ideas, question your biases. I don't know if they're ever gonna change, but it just falls on deaf ears, and it comes across so cringy when they're like, "This is stolen land." Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Leave then, ho. Like leave then. Damn, golly, excuse my language, but it's like, y'all so weird over there. Like, oh, I'm from Vermont. You know, oh, look at me, I'm from Vermont. Look at our cows. Oh, it's Ben and Jerry's, funky flavors. And it's like, here go a little critical race theory for you too.
Splashed on your vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, why you at it? And it's like, come on, bro. Like, people vote with their dollars, and it's unfortunate that even ice cream has been politicized, you know?
What in my final thoughts on this for the episode is that I've come to learn that people in general, I've been guilty of this in the past. It's too hard to do the boring work in any regard, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's media, right? Digital stuff, you want to get things seen, how you distribute it, or just history or information in general. So finding out information other than what you've been fed by the mainstream media or your neighbor next door who's got a Biden and a Beto bumper sticker, anything other than that, that's easy for them to consume. Like, I know people that are like, I need, give me the day or the week's news in 15 seconds. You're like, bro, that's what you're basing every day that you walk through life on, the 15-second, a rant that your girlfriend might have given you or your neighbor gave you while you're watering your lawn or whatever. That's all they know. I know 30-year-olds, I know 50-year-olds that won't do the boring work of going above and beyond just to be a little more informed or a little bit more educated on something. They just won't do it. I know people that refuse. If I even just say, even if it's in a nice way, hey, you might want to look into this and this to like maybe contradict and in a way like combat what you've told me or what your friend told you, and see if it, makes you think a little differently. They will say, no, I'm good. This made me feel good enough about the subject and I'm not going to read anymore. I'm like, okay, That's
they're like human trafficking is a conspiracy theory, and that's what Rolling Stone told me, and I think y'all exaggerating with y'all's little movie that I refuse to watch. And it's like, well, check it out just to see if there's something in there. Yeah, well, I heard some of the stats were exaggerated. It's like, so they literally, I don't know anybody like that. I'm just making it up because I'm sure they're out there. Like the ones that are like, really, I heard it was fake, you know? It's like, damn, bro, you about to miss out on the big message just because your team, your side. I mean, I don't know anyone like that. Like, I'm curious. Let us know in the comments. Is anybody believe mainstream media? I mean, I'm curious what D.L. Hughley and them think, because all he does is repost the CIA narrative. That's all. That's his whole stance on everything.
Qué
Like, for example,
lástima.
like, dude, they had D.L. Hughley, which I used to like him when he was on Comic View. They had him on Big Boy's Neighborhood, and Big Boy was like, "What what do you think about some of the people that say that Joe Biden, he's a little too old to be running or something?" And he's just like, "Well, yeah, if you look at Trump and if you look at how many jobs Joe Biden created," I was like, "Man, log me off this shit. Log me off this shit." Like, first of all, y'all acting like Buddy ain't got all type of degenerative shit going on. You know what I'm saying? He don't never know how to get off a stage. How you don't never know where you supposed to go? I can see one time it's like, man, my bad. I went that way because the lady told me as soon as you get off, go that way. But you over here calling me. You know what I mean? Esa te la paso, way. Every time. Oh, look, a baby. He hauling ass towards the baby.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. All right, chingobling.com. Get some tickets to a live show. What else, Chingo?
That's about it, man. Get you some of this merch right here. Chingo the merch, chingothemerch.com, chingothemerch.com. We got a lot of new stuff coming, man. I got to take pictures of the beard oil so we can get that up and cracking. That's about it, man. Shout out to all the sponsors. Mary's Creek Cattle Company, Pi Tequila, Tehuacan Mineral Water, and that's about it.
Orale, we'll see you in the Patreon.
Sas.